Hello, thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Maria Borodaenko, and I'm a senior solution consultant at Ginstech. For the last 5 years, I was helping our clients to establish data management practices, allowing them to unlock the real power of their data. Today, we're going to speak about ontologies, as they are really the best friends in helping you define the data standards. Let's have a look at today's agenda. So first of all, we'll discuss why the ontologies are crucial for data management, how they can help in metadata curation and in data search. Then we will touch on added values of Open Data Manager, as it comes with a default set of dictionaries to be used straight away. And also, we will have a look at how easy it is to load a new custom dictionary to our system. During previous webinars, we talked a lot about the FAIR principles and why it's important to have your data harmonized. Basically, that's the only way of producing a reusable data, and this is an initial step to enable any kind of efficient AI or machine learning. And ontologies here are of very good help for you to create here. And just let's discuss why they are so helpful, why we do need scientific ontologies at all. This is a very simple example, right? Let's assume you have a group of samples which were treated with a compound for 2 hours, and you get to capture this information in a metadata spreadsheet. You just can't go ahead and capture 2 hours, or maybe it's better to add a space there, or maybe an underscore, or maybe it's better to put in the whole word hours, right? It might be better, or use the uppercase. Or you also can take into consideration that some groups can be treated just for 1 hour, and so to express the optional possibility of plural hours. Or also you can go ahead and capture it as a key value pair, right, and separate it with colon. And in case there is no any kind of control under it, the answer is that in your metadata you will get all these options. And not only in such a simple example as time unit, but for all your sample characteristics, including organism, disease, because simply the amount of different options how you can capture it is almost equal to the number of people working on it. That's how we really need ontologies, right? In ontologies, there is a defined list of preferred labels that should be used, and also synonyms. So you can, this is an example of a publicly available ontology, which can be used and which can help you to manage this. But if you force your team to use ontologies, it's still not that easy, because first of all, they had to find an ontology, and there's a bunch of it. They get to go to another resource and to browse the ontology to look for a right answer for the very specific value. What our product, Open Data Manager, does, it does all of these and actually much more. So let's just have a quick look on it. And before we go into details regarding this this slide, I would like to go ahead and show you the software itself. So now we are looking at the Metadata Editor of and here is a study. This publicly available study from Geo. And if you go to Samples tab, you can see the samples with sample metadata. By clicking on the Edit button, I'm navigated to the curation mode, and I immediately can see that some of values are highlighted with green, some of them are highlighted with red. And basically, this means that these values are validated against ontology, and these are invalid. For the rest of the values, the ontology just haven't been assigned. If I click on the invalid metadata label, I can see that those values are not from not the preferred label from the dictionaries. What I can do, I can click on it, and immediately system suggests me to replace the value, and this is the list of the ontology assigned to this very attribute. You can see all the values, and you can go for a most suitable one. So in this case, I'll just use to replace M with male and F with females, like now. For ontologies, which can potentially have much more of the values, like the disease ontology, for example. Of course, it's not that handy to do it this way, but if you just start typing, the interactive list of suggestions will help you to go with the proper term. And all the time, in case you're not sure that this is exactly what you wanted, there is a link to original ontology, and you can double check how is it the proper level of the hierarchy, the proper level of detalization. For my case, this is okay. I'll just go to the COVID, and actually there is no control in the disease, but instead what we did, we added the word healthy. So this also can be easily replaced, and now you can see that my samples are green and nice. One more thing to mention here, that just in case you're not working with already filled in data, but you fill in the table at this specific time, if I'm entering something which is not from ontology, but there's a synonym, I'm immediately suggested to replace it with a preferred label for humans, right? In this case, Homo sapiens. So the system is softly and gently guiding you during the metadata curation. Let's now go back to our slides and see again, right? So how the ontologies can help you in metadata curation. First of all, in Open Data Manager, you'll always be notified if something is invalid and get to be changed. Then you've got this interactive suggestion list, which will help you to select a proper value. And in case there is a synonym which is not the preferred label, you will be prompted to use the preferred label. And you always have a quick access to details if it's needed. So let's now go to the another part of how of ontology roles in data management. Ontologies actually can help you to search for data you want to, and for this time let's navigate to our data catalog, which is actually called Study Browser. So here is the list of study available on our test instance, and again here's the full text search field when you can type anything, trying to find the relevant data. Again, same as the search when you fill in the data, it's synonym aware, so immediately suggests me to go with the Homo sapiens. But still, even if I search for either humans or Homo sapiens, all matches will be shown to me because the search is synonym aware. So even if you haven't yet curated all your metadata to a perfect condition, the system will try to help you as much as possible. But another feature that I particularly like, it's the way how the system works with carcinoma. Okay, so let's just go for adenocarcinoma as an example, and we can see that there's a bunch of different sub-studies or subsets of TCGA study, and we are now seeing 12 studies out of almost 1,500 available on the instance. But also, I can see that there is a extend query option, and by clicking here, I can browse what are the child terms from the ontology, which can be also added to my search. And if I don't want to see the exact match of adenocarcinoma, but I'm interested in all possible ways because my colleagues potentially or from some public source potentially can be capture the same data in more specific terms. What I can do, I can just click the toggle to extend my query, and instead of just 12 study, I'm getting 25 studies. And yeah, much more data sets are available for me straight away. So this is how we can see the benefits of search if it's aware of ontologies. A few more things to mention here is that the list of suggestions, both during decoration and during search, it's not something fixed and kind of hard-coded. It's interactive and it depends on the list of ontologies you have in your instance. In case you load it in your ontology, terms from this ontology will be immediately suggested for all users. Another thing to say is that I demonstrated to you how these ontologies can be useful in graphical user interface, but that's also relevant for API search, right? So it's possible to extend the query when you're retrieving, you're fetching the data from the instance and downstream it to some other tools. And the same for metadata validation, right? If you want to automate this process, you're able to retrieve all the data, all the metadata which is invalid on the instance, and then you can use our correction tools and rely on the dictionary for automatically replace any synonyms with the preferred labels. So okay, that looks great, but how do I set it? How do I configure it? And how do I work with it? So the good news is that when you have ODM deployed, it comes with a default set of ontologies out of the box, right? And this is a specially selected set of ontologies selected by our team. Some of them are public ones, like NCBI for organism or Uberon for tissues. And some of them are custom ones. So we created for your help, like therapeutic area or unit measurements, etc. And all of these can be easily accessed and controlled by you without need to redeploy the instance and to get help from your IT team. So let me just quickly demonstrate it to you. First of all, we'll get back to our study we worked on, and all the dictionaries and ontologies assigned, they are controlled by the template. In this case, this is a Moria template that I created specifically for this webinar. And what I can do, I can explore this template, and I will see which dictionaries I used for what fields. And in case I want to change something, for example, I would like to add a new dictionary for the attribute tissue. Just when I click on the field, I can see the whole list of ontologies available. There's actually a lot of gene dictionaries here at the moment. But if I start typing something like I want to see Oberon anatomical entities, I can add it, and that's basically it. Now all metadata entered in the tissue column will be verified. Let's just go back and refresh the page. And while we were transferring back to correction mode, we can see that now this is verified and some of the values were correct and nice, but not all of them. So what I can do, I can go and pretty fast, I can replace this with something more relevant, right? For this case, the preferred label will be anatomical cavity. So I can do it this way and replace it, and again my metadata is valid. You can assign new ontology or change existing ontology to another one at any time, and the change will be immediately applied to your data. Okay, but what if all the ontologies that we just selected for you is not enough? Because we do know that a lot of a lot of customers, they do have their own custom ontologies. They either merge in some public ones, so adding their specific terms and specific compounds, dictionaries, etc. So that's why we made it easy and straightforward to add new ontology in case you need it. We support all the mainly used and frequent format like CSV, JSON, all boy and detail, and the ontology can be loaded either from a HTTP or FTP, or even if you create some custom one, you can load it from a local folder on your computer. So all you need for it, you need our Python client and our auxiliary scripts. And we do have a detailed instruction on the GitHub how to install these. I want just to briefly demonstrate you how ontology can be used when you already have the Python client. So for this example, I'm now in my terminal in dictionaries folder, and actually if we have a look, right, so here is two files I have. One, it's actually a small file with just a few terms. This dictionary created. Label is something that you've got to have on top to describe that this is a label for your values for terms in the dictionary. This is just a TSV file, right? And this is a JSON file, which just defined what is the name of the dictionary, how you would like this to be named within Open Data Manager after it's been uploaded. And here is just the path to the ontology. For my specific case, this is just the name of ontology because it's a local path, and it's located in the same folder, but it also could be just a real URL. Also, you can use any type of description here to define what kind of ontology it is, why it was used, or let's assume it could be a new version of ontology. Right, and now basically what I've got to do, I just need to run the command. I'm calling our ODM update dictionary, and I'm just providing the host, the server, where I want this file to be loaded, and the path to my dictionary JSON file. Is also here why it's in this format, because you can in one go load multiple dictionaries if you would like to, but for our example, we just will load one. So of course, the system will ask you to be authorized, right? And for this case, I will be using my token. And once you authorize, the dictionary will be uploaded. In this case, it's uploaded almost immediately because we have a really tiny one. And once it is done, it's all available straight away. So let's just go back to the application and double check it, right? So here we are in the template, and there was there is a access level attribute for my study. And now what I can do, I can assign a dictionary which I've just loaded, right? And you can see this accession is actually the same thing as a unique ID, and we can see that the dictionary which I just loaded is actually here available for me. And what I can do now, I can go back to my study. I can go to the study tab, and again, since something has been changed to template, I've got to refresh the page, and I will see now that for the access level, I can actually just select out of one of these options, the terms that I entered to my custom dictionary, right? And I can use public and publish my changes. Updated access level. So this is how it goes. And in case you would like to update the existing dictionary, you're doing the very same thing, but just instead of having a new file with a new name, you're using the same name as previously, and your dictionary will be updated. And that's how you can always be in control of what ontologies are used in the system, what suggestions your users see, and what terms are considered as valid. So just to summarize all together, using our Open Data Manager, you will be able to have a built-in ontology service, or actually we also can retrieve ontologies from your current service, ontology service, if you do have any. In case you don't, you have immediate benefits of using our default ontology set. And those ontologies and dictionaries will help you and guide you during the curation, and also will provide you improved search capabilities. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this was interesting and helpful for you. In case of any question, please get in touch and shoot an email to me, and we can discuss it in more details. Thank you. Have a lovely evening.